Hey YouTube, this is Mark from Slade Tech. I just had another video. Some of the other guys have mentioned that they wanted some information about the Nvidia GameStream engine. There's really not much to it. It's pretty simple. The only couple things you need is Nvidia graphics card running on a pretty decent gaming computer that's above 600 series, I believe. GTX, that is. Right now I have the GTX 960 on this machine. This is something I threw together that was originally going to be a home theater PC, but then ended up being kind of my desktop until I've built my virtual machine host, which will have most of my functionality that I'll need to stream virtual desktop to whether it be an Android machine, which I was hoping the Pine 64 would be, but as it seems, I don't think it's quite ready software-wise for that. But hopefully, maybe in the future, that will be the case. So this is going to be just a tutorial on how this works, as well as I wanted to throw in a little extra things. I want to try this out, which was emulators. I have the both Nvidia Shields. I have the handheld. I also have the TV. I don't have the tablet because the handheld I feel is better. It's not as powerful. It's not the TK1, but maybe they'll come out with a new one, or I'll find another machine that works better. But it can only emulate up to PlayStation 1, Dreamcast, and haven't been able to get GameCube working on it, but I do know the PC one does. So emulating, say, PS2, unfortunately, again, there is no emulator for Android. But the PCSX2 is actually a really good emulator. So what I decided to do is give this a try, see if it worked, and it did, was put it onto Steam. Now you can add games that are not Steam related, as you can see here. So I did add the extension to it, and it is here, and it does work. Now, great thing is because Nvidia GameStream picks up on most gaming engine services like Steam, or it uses the Battle.net for Blizzard. Any of the other ones that are out there, even Microsoft's. It picks up on those, and you're able to connect directly to those or to the games if it picks it up, and then streams it to your TV or tablet or whichever Nvidia GameStream device you have. There is also an emulator out there which is called Moonlight. It was previously called Limelight, but I think there was some kind of copyright with another application issue with that, but it is now called Moonlight. They're actually developing a lot of cool stuff. You can even emulate the 3D actually feature for games. So if you don't have a 3D monitor and a 3D system, you can actually use it with the Samsung VR headset through Oculus. So if you do have a Samsung phone that's compatible with that, you can actually use that. I haven't created a video on that yet, but it's something I'm going to probably do in the near future to give it a try, since I do have the new S7 Edge. But yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to go upstairs, hook it up to the 4K TV, and I'm going to show you game streaming of both the new Doom game and also Kingdom Hearts on PS2. Just to show you that you can not only emulate, the PS2 games, but you can play your gaming rig games. But just again to reiterate, the Nvidia Shield system, the one I have, has 500 gig storage. So I threw a lot of ROMs on there for, say, NES, SNES, Sega Genesis, all the way up to PS1. So I can play PS1 games no problem directly on it with its own storage. PS2, I gotta stream it, but it's fine. I mean, as I said, you could do everything else. I'm gonna go ahead and show you that in just a moment. Okay, so this is the Netflix app on the Nvidia Shield TV, whatever. This here is the controller. It's nothing much to it. Seems pretty simple. It's not like an Xbox controller. It seems kind of, I'd say, cheap, honestly, for $50. It's not the best. Some of the good features is it does have a built-in mic, so you can use Twitch right from here. So if you're playing a game, you can stream it. You can hear you. It's pretty good, other than the quality. As I said, the quality isn't the greatest. But, so, here's Netflix. You can go back. A little slow. But, so here's the apps. So, as we can see, it is Android TV. It's kind of a API on top of Android. But just kind of give you this, not Plex, but PlayStation. So we're going to emulate some games just to show you. This is all locally on this machine, so all the storage for these games are on the device. It has a 500 gig hard drive. Go with Resident Evil. Turn up the volume. Volume is also on the controller. Choose Gamepad 1. As you see, this does not skip a beat. Now, with this here, I actually didn't save any of the games locally because you don't have to, so you hit the back button. So we're going to load state. Alright, that didn't work. Oh, that's right, I hit save. Okay, so actually copied over my save game. Sorry about that. I didn't really get that far anyways, no big deal. But yeah, be careful doing that. So sometimes if you hit load or save, you're gonna copy over your game saves. So it's up to you if you want to use the memory card, virtual memory card, or if you want to use the save game states. It does help if you're in a jam on some games. But yeah, so again, flawless. It's really fast. This is for PS1. So as you can know, that everything older than PS1 is also fantastic. But since I'm holding the camera with one hand, I'm going to be eating. So it's not going to be that good. But you kind of get the idea. Simple. Close out through the menu, go back to the game list, close out, goes back to the menu. Now, here's another great feature, Plex. I usually try to kind of show this off, but hold on a second. Just how to log in. Security purposes. So, yep, I don't have, cable. I decided to cut the cord. So with the DVR system, seems kind of crappy. So I have pre-recorded stuff that just gets thrown on my Plex server, and I watch it at my leisure. So here's just a couple just shows. Even stream my music. Even have channels that are attached to certain websites like Break.com, the South Park studios, and that sort of stuff. So some old stuff, some new stuff. You kind of get the idea. But there's a lot of great apps for it. So I can use Crunchyroll, HBO Go, Crackle, FX Now. So I have pretty much all of the services that I want. I don't really miss any shows that I want. Or if I don't want to miss whatever, I don't have to miss them. I have them all available when I want them. So the next thing is, so we have the Shield games. Now, Shield games are Android games. These are not actual PC games, although some of them have been ported. For instance, Resident Evil 5. I haven't bought this yet for it, but I plan on it. This is a full version of the game ported over to Android, so this is how far Android has gone. We're talking the TK1 chip that Nvidia has. It is fantastic. Now, if Nvidia wanted to ever take the Remix OS and decide to put it on their hardware, or if somebody who may be listening that wants to create or take the Remix OS and somehow port it or assist them in porting it to the Nvidia Jetson TK1, something like that. Hopefully, this will become a thing where Remix OS will be able to be installed on ARM machines natively, and not specifically to ones, just like how we have it for standard PCs. They have 32-bit and 64-bit support now, which is great, so you can load it on any computer. Although the problem is it's still in beta, so there's still some little bugs here and there, but still not too bad, not too terrible. But going on is the Nvidia GeForce Now. This is their own game stream service, which means they have their own game stream servers up. They don't have a lot of games up yet. There is a subscription. I believe it's like $15 a month, but you can play unlimited games whenever you want. You can even play them on the WAN. So if you're out and about and you have internet, whether it's Wi-Fi or tethered to your phone or an air card, something like that, if you have connection to the internet, you can stream these games. They have a better up and down pipe than I do, so I haven't really used the WAN for my game streaming yet, although I plan on figuring out a way to get that going, but my upstream isn't that good. I have tried it once before. It's okay. It does kind of skip. It's not flush. It's not native. It's not the best quality yet. So this is something that in the future may be a better thing, but at least now it's really not. Not to mention you have to open up a crap ton of ports that I don't feel comfortable doing. So maybe I throw it on a VLAN or a flat network or whatever that made me feel a little better. But again, in the future. So here's the main thing that we were trying to check out, which is this is the video game stream connection. So as long as you have the GeForce Now signed in on your gaming rig, and you sign in here with the Shield or Moonlight or whatever, you can then pair with a simple little 4-5-digit number to your computer, which will now pair this device to it, so now you can stream. So first thing I'm going to show you is show you how smooth this is. This is on a Cat 6 cable, so this is not wireless. I have found that the wireless isn't the best. You can also use the mouse by using the right analog stick. For some reason, I don't know why, I don't play this game on anything else, but it seems to have an issue thinking that there's duplicate copies of my game save. I don't know. It happens. Whatever. So I was just using my computer downstairs, so this might take a second to load. Okay, so it took a couple seconds to load, but we got it going. Now again, this is streaming to my TV from my computer in the basement. As you can see, no computer, just the Nvidia shields, and they're glowing green and beautiful. Now I use this machine every single day for, again, watching TV and playing games. It is a full package. I've seen nothing but praise for this device. They really came back from the Shield handheld, where a lot of people didn't like it. I still like it personally. I just wish the screen was bigger. That's my only real quarrel with it, and that it needs a TK1 chip. But again, that's neither here nor there. But 60 frames a second. It looks beautiful. but again, I'm kind of one-handed right now holding the camera, so I can't really give you that much of a really good view here, but you can honestly see how flawless this looks. Oh, come on. Work with me here, camera. Hey, at least I know I can play games one-handed, sorta. So, yeah, I gotta remind myself, tripod, next thing to get. But this is, again, looks great. So it goes back to desktop. Now, if you click out of the game, click desktop, it's going to completely close the application and bounce back into this menu. So you could choose the game here from the list of games that you have, or what you can do is do what I do here, go right into Steam. This loads the Steam interface, no problem, so you can actually buy your games on here, so you don't have to go to your computer. You can buy them, download them, watch them, whatever. You can do it all from here. So, next thing up is emulating. PS2 emulator. Now this just opens up the program in the upper hand corner, so you have to hold down the start button right here, which brings up the mouse and keyboard menu. So I've already selected what game ISO I want, so I just click down the analog button and boot. Now I have it set to boot automatically in full screen mode, so it jumps right in. It doesn't have to worry about, you know, having to double click on the screen and make it full screen and all that. Now, since it is PS2 and this is a 65-inch TV, it's not going to fill up the whole thing unless it's going to stretch it to the point where it looks like shit. So this is the best kind of widescreen that I can come up with without stretching the picture. So there is going to be kind of a black border, but I still think it looks great. All that's considering. One thing I have noticed is that once in a while the game will kind of pause for a second. I think it has to do with it keeping up with its lag counter, I guess, so it doesn't have like the whole anti-lag thing. See, there it goes. It'll hang for a second, and then it'll be perfectly fine. And this happens once in a while. It's not that noticeable. It's very rare, but it does occur. But you can see how smooth the game runs. Now, here's another great thing that blew my mind was I thought once I got in here that I had to set up the controller manually by mapping the buttons. Although Nvidia, the Shield, it actually maps it all for you. It mapped it. I didn't think it was going to do that for an emulator. I mean, personally, again, that blew my mind. For a new game that has controller support, sure, absolutely. It would, hey, look, there's a mapping option. Let's map the keys. But this controller mapped right to it. No effort. So here it is. I'm able to play PS2 games, and I've tried a few games, Midnight Club 3, I've played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, I just beat 2 because it's my favorite, going back to 1, but again, just for like shits and giggles. Again, every game so far I've thrown at it, it's worked great. I think it really has to do with what CPU, what GPU, and the idea of the new software. The older version of this emulator I used was not so good, but it was playable. But the new version I haven't had any real complaints with. It, again, completely flawless. It moves great. There's, as you can see, no lag, no nothing. It just plays. Music's great. Sound is fantastic. This is a full, emulator. This is the full package, guys. And I'm also going to do this with GameCube and Dreamcast on the Shield. Just stream it to it from my PC. If it works as great for PS2, why not? So what I did was I took my PS2 game collection and I ripped them all to ISO using ISO Buster. Great program as well. It just takes the image and just saves it to a backup, and you just throw it on wherever, NAS or storage you want, and just boot it up here, within your computer and stream it to your TV. But oh yeah, so this again is it. This is the whole package here, guys. If you have any questions, again, please ask. I love answering questions. I love sharing all this information. I'm going to have a lot more projects soon. If there's anything you want to see in particular, let me know. And once again, please subscribe. I will have a lot more videos up soon. I'm just getting into this, but I thought that this is something that I would like to share. This is kind of my passion, is simplifying, retro gaming and, new type of PCs, new way of computing. I want to be able to share all that with everybody and what I've been able to acquire knowledge-wise. So if there's something you want me to try or show, let me know, and we'll make it happen. All right, thanks guys for watching.